Hello friends, it is me, Cindy Doing Stuff, and today what we're doing is answering your questions about vet school. Okay, so you guys sent me some great questions on Instagram, so I'm gonna go ahead and start going through those. The first question is, how much do you have to study and how much school do you have? In the United States, you have to get typically a 4-year bachelor's degree. It might take you less time than that. I know some people that have graduated with their bachelor's in 2 or 3 years even, but it took me 4 years. Then you have to go get your DVM, which is your Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, and that takes 4 years as well. So how much do you have to study? You do have to work hard in school. So I had a 4.0 throughout my undergrad degree, which is the bachelor's degree, the first 4 years. And so vet school is very competitive. You need to do well in your classes, but I think people assume that I study hours and hours on end, and definitely it depends on what classes I'm taking and what year I'm in, but right now I probably study like 3 to 4 hours a week. A lot of people study more in vet school. So I will keep you updated in how much I study when I get to vet school. So what was your journey into vet school like? I came into my undergrad degree not really knowing what I wanted to do, but I knew that I loved science, I like animals, and I was like, okay, I'll just get an animal science degree and maybe become a vet. More and more, I started to do different internships, job opportunities in the vet field, and it led me to apply. So you apply at the beginning of your senior year. So for example, I'm starting fall 2023, so I applied in fall 2022. Okay, next question. When did you know you wanted to be a vet? I was not the type of person who all my childhood I was like, I want to be a vet. I love animals. Well, I did love animals, but I think I kind of just grew to love the community within veterinary medicine and also just like the problem solving aspect. What do I need to do while I'm in high school and in undergrad? Okay, so in high school I did nothing. Just took classes and got my high school diploma. Like nothing animal related at all. Some people do start accumulating hours in high school, but you don't have to. So if you're at that point and you're like stressing out about not having any hours, don't worry about it. I got all of my hours in undergrad. While in undergrad, I have done internships with small animal hospitals. So basically to apply to vet school, you will typically need a certain minimum amount of hours of vet experience. And vet experience is just like working under a veterinarian, either shadowing or being a vet assistant. What I would recommend you do in undergrad, first of all, try to get the best grades that you can. You don't need a 4.0. You can get grades other than A's and still be admitted, but to be the most competitive, you want to try to do your best, if that makes sense. And then outside of school, they like to see that you're really involved in extracurricular activities, so joining clubs related to pre-vet stuff, or like I was in zoology club and pre-vet club, like going out and getting experience that you think could be beneficial to your application. So for example, I'm interested in exotic animals, so I did an internship at the Duke Lemur Center. I learned a lot about animal husbandry. I watched the veterinarian do some surgical procedures, and to do stuff like that, you literally just have to email vets that work in different organizations and just be like, hey, I'm interested in being a vet or applying to vet school. Is there any chance you have an opportunity for me to shadow you or volunteer? Some small animal clinics, they'll have paid positions. That's like the vet assistant role, so you're not exactly like a trained vet technician, but you can still help like restrain animals, administer some vaccines, learn how to draw blood, like basic techniques like that. How did you get in and what were the steps you took? So I think what made my application competitive was just that I had a good variety of experiences. So I had some hours, large animal, which is like horses, cows, that kind of stuff. I had a good amount of experience in small animal medicine, so that's like working with dogs and cats. Also, research is a really good thing to have on your application. So those were the big main steps you take. Is basically you will fill out the VEMCAS, which is like just a huge application. It has like essays, filling out all your extracurricular activities. So a big thing I would recommend is as soon as you start getting hours, find a place to keep track of those hours so that when you're starting your application, you're not like flying through past records and like trying to figure out how many hours you did at this place. Definitely recommend doing something along those lines. So once you fill out your VEMCAS, depending on what schools you apply to, there might be supplemental essays that you'll have to write for the school. Do that, you'll submit your transcript, basically just like applying to college. But what's more important than the actual application is everything you do up to that point preparing for it. Why did you choose to go to vet school? I don't know. I mean, I could have a midlife crisis and like open a bakery and then give up on this life, but right now I do think that this is what I like to do and what I want to do. So yeah, college track, major, concentration, type of classes, internships to prep. So I majored in animal science at NC State University. I concentrated in veterinary bioscience. I was lucky that my college actually does have like a pre-vet track, but I know a lot of schools don't. So I know a lot of people that just major in like biology, microbiology. Look up the prerequisite classes for the vet school you think you want to go to, and then make sure your major kind of lines up. So the type of classes I've taken in undergrad would be like, I've taken a lot of animal-based classes, such as like animal nutrition, animal reproduction, but a lot of your courses will also be like just general science classes that you need to take. And a lot of those are more like weed out classes, like organic chemistry, biochemistry. Internships I did an internship at a small animal clinic, and then that led into working a paid job at that same animal clinic, which gave me the experience to get other paid positions at other small animal clinics. I've also done an internship at the Lemur Center, like I talked about before, and currently I'm doing an internship at the Natural Science Museum. So if you see like pictures of like salamanders and snakes and stuff on my Instagram, that's where I'm at. Everyone does different types of internships. I would just say find internships that genuinely interest you, because you do not want to spend 15 hours a week doing something you hate. If you're scared of horses, don't do an equine internship just for your application. Okay, what is one animal you're most scared to have to treat? I feel like none of them. I just love all animals. Like, people are grossed out when I show them pictures of me like holding cockroaches, and like we have a tarantula at the museum and I think she's so cute. So there really isn't an animal that I'm scared to treat. Could you do a Q&A 50 random facts about me type of video so we can get to know you more? Sure. If you guys enjoy this video, I will do that because I think that could be fun. Is it too late to be pre-vet if I'm a junior bio major? No, I don't think so, because a lot of the classes that you take as a bio major overlap with the classes that you would need for vet school. So I would just go online, look up the school you're interested in, see what prereqs they need, and then in your last 2 years, really focus on knocking those classes out. What made you decide to apply? I actually had such a hard time. I was having a crisis about if this was what I was actually wanting to do, because I am burnt out. I'm not gonna lie. My undergrad career has been tiring, and a big part of me was like, can I really survive 4 more years of school right now? Like, or would I rather actually start making money and being a real life adult? So honestly, I still struggle with this a lot of the days, but I'd say what made me decide I really wanted to apply is that I think I would have regretted it more if I didn't apply than if I had applied and not gotten in. I'm just kind of in this part of my life where I'm trying to do what I think will make me happy, and if it doesn't end up making me happy, I'll do something else. Like, it's not that serious. I mean, it is, but also it's not. How do you think the expectations differ from the actual job? I think this is a great question. The one thing that people assume is that you will spend all day petting puppies and like holding kittens, and like, yes, that is a part of the job, but very small. Most of the time you will be doing records, like writing down what you found during exams, talking to the actual people, and like trying to explain what medications you recommend for their pet, things like that. The actual time of you interacting with the animal is shorter than you would think. Another big thing that I think people assume about vets is like, oh, you're gonna make so much money. Actually, you go into a lot of debt to go through vet school. It's a lot of financial commitment. So don't go into it thinking that you want to do it because it's a high-paying job, because if you want a high-paying job, don't do this. How much work experience did you do before being accepted into vet school? So I don't know the exact hours, but I will draw them somewhere over here when I'm editing, and that way you can see kind of how my numbers look. Do you ever get grossed out by the stuff you do? Yes. Animals are gross, but I think humans are grosser. Like animal poop, like I'm like, oh yeah, I'll pick that up. But imagine being a doctor and having to pick up human poop, like that's not for me. But honestly, I am not very squeamish. I have stuck my whole arm up a cow's butt and I'm just like chilling there, like, woo! So yeah. But if you are squeamish, I would do some experience in the field to kind of see where you stand. But if you don't like blood, if you don't like poop, if you don't like getting peed on, I don't know if this is the right career for you. How hard was it to get into vet school? I will put up the statistics for getting into vet school over here. How much has it cost you? This is a very important thing. I will put here how much it will cost, because I don't know off the top of my head, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Thank you for watching. DMs are always open. The comment section is always open. Literally ask me anything, like I will answer. I spend too much time on my phone, but I will answer you. Okay, yeah. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed.